Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Hi guys, I'm back to talk shit. I hope you enjoyed the thank you video. If you didn't, please go to hell. I am wearing a shirt representing my girl Gigi Good on Drag Race right now. She's a friend of mine. I love her. Bam. And yeah, please go to her store and buy her merch. I love Gigi Good. What was I going to get to today? Because it wasn't Drag Race. I'm going to, god damn it. This is my other phone. So I am just, it's on for like 5 minutes and then it starts glitching. So I'm just looking at my notes because it's my old phone. I'm recording on my new phone. So that's what we're doing right now. Okay, so this is what we'll do. We're gonna do that. All right, so it's story time. A lot of you ask, how did I become a model? And it's actually a long, drawn-out, stupid story that I'm going to try and wrap up. And it's not a stupid story, it's just fine. But, okay, so I grew up in Woodbridge, Virginia. I was, I don't know, I think 14. And my parents, my mom and I, and my sisters, like we would all sit down and watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show, making this hair super appropriate, because bitch, I am Brazilian model and I am so beautiful. Anyways, yeah, no, that's literally what you guys sound like. So that wasn't offensive at all. But at least you get to look like this. So much humility in this video. Oh my God, so humility. No, okay. Cut, print, gay. That was so stupid. But okay, you know I don't cut these. I don't care. Y'all just gonna like it. Y'all just gonna like it or you gonna hate it. I don't care. I don't care. Okay, so back to the origin story. My origin story of modeling. Because there's lots of origin stories in my life. I have reinvented myself 1,000 times. I'm never the same bitch you saw yesterday. And I shouldn't be because we're all supposed to be evolving all the time, right? Yeah, I don't think I'm wrong saying that. So, I think I was 14 years old and we were sitting and we were watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And I remember thinking like, oh my God, they look like they're having so much fun and they're so gorgeous. They were impossibly pretty. I was like, there's no way people are really this pretty. And that is true. But turns out it's hair, makeup, lack of cake. And I don't mean that ass, I mean the dessert. And so, yeah, it's just, irony, there's dessert on my shirt. But the point is, it's just, you think modeling is a super fun thing. It's actually a serious job that requires a lot of sacrifices, which means you get to, I can't turn the sound up on this thing either. So sorry, we're gonna have to be going through that if something happens. This thing is a piece of shit. I wonder how I turn it off now. No, I might still need some notes. I might still need some notes in case I forget something in my story because I'm an old bitch. It's okay, I look like a young bitch. I'm gonna keep looking like a young bitch because I'm a black bitch. That's what I'm gonna do, yeah. I don't have to make sense, it's fine. This is YouTube, who cares? Who cares? None of us get out of this alive, this is life. I just like the way I look doing that. Okay, so, I look so stupid. Okay, so I was 14 years old and I remember sitting with my family because the Victoria's Secret fashion show, what a lot of people don't understand, is that it replaced the spectacle that was the Miss USA, Miss America pageants on TV, because it's basically the whole thing's the swimsuit part of the competition. That's all anyone really tuned in for anyway. No one wants to hear these bitches talk, and which is terrible because people hate smart people. That's why a lot of people tune out 3 minutes into my video. That's right, I saw you. I saw you looking. No, but, I saw you check the time. No, but, yeah, a lot of people don't realize Victoria's Secret really did take over that whole thing because people used to watch Miss America, used to watch Miss USA pageants. Now pageant people watch that stuff, but all of America's not watching anymore. Now they were watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And so we were watching and it looks so much fun. It's got all the big supermodels. That was back when, Naomi would walk occasionally, when Tyra was walking, when, God, I can't remember her fucking name, Karolina Kurkova. That's the one. Karolina Kurkova was a star. Gisele Bündchen. Gisele Bündchen changed my life just for being gorgeous. I remember seeing her and thinking, is she perfect? Like, are you allowed to be perfect? I was a little offended because we've known Naomi. We didn't know Tyra, not since she got a talk show. Then you really got to know Tyra, but she was just a beautiful girl who was a Sports Illustrated girl. And I remember her just representing for the black girls. And I loved her because she looks, like someone in my family. So I could immediately like relate to her. So I loved Tyra, but Tyra was a little too bubbly for me and my personality. I don't know if I seem bubbly, but I'm actually more of a Giselle where I'm like, I am model and I know talk. I know what to talk to you, but I'm also very friendly if you interview me. I'm so beautiful, yes. And yes, I dropped the bass for the Brazilians because that's exactly what those girls sound like. I love it. I love it. I sound like real fish over there. Anyway, that's yeah. Some of you got that, some of you didn't. That's fine. And so, anyways, we're watching the Victoria's Secret fashion show. And I just thought it looked so much fun. I thought looking like being a model looked like the most fun job on the planet because of that show. Like you get to go out in beautiful clothes or underwear and show off a super hot body. You get to be super beautiful with big, bouncy, fun hair. And that's when they had different haircuts too. A lot of girls had pixie cuts. They were like asymmetrical cuts. You can go back and look. And the 90s girl, they were really, for me, I'm talking about 2001. But if you even look back then, the girls looked different. Like it wasn't till later did they all get super uniform and they all had this exact hair, which is super fucking boring. Because if everyone is homogenous, how can you tell which one you like? They're all the same. And I get it, you're trying to sell the clothes, but I'm not even looking at the clothes. I'm so distracted with how alike everybody looks because it doesn't reflect real life. And I don't see myself in it anymore because before, you feel like this has turned into a smear on Victoria's Secret, but let's be honest. You guys know I love a rant. And so, sorry, this hair is getting in my ear. I'm like, bitch, if you don't get out of there, like I'm not playing with you right now. And so, yeah, the thing is when you have a uniform look, I think it's fine for like a season, but it shouldn't define your brand. Like you should love diversity. You should embrace diversity. There should be different size girls on the runway because there used to be different size girls on the runway. Like, cause Tyra, towards her later years, she was a big girl. She was curvy. That girl was a size 8. And there's nothing wrong with that. She was gorgeous. And those tits used to bounce. I was like, bitch, if she don't bring it down this fucking runway. But that stopped. It stopped. Everyone was super skinny and they had on, because I know the secrets, bitch, because I worked in the industry and I have friends that walk the show. I won't name which ones, but I have friends that walk the show. And they're wearing like 2 padded bras underneath the bra that you're seeing just to make it look like they've got even an A cup. Because half these girls don't have boobs because they're real ass models that walk Chanel. And so that's just tea. Like, so you look at these shows and you think you're supposed to look like that when they don't look like that. And Victoria's Secret, oh, this is fun. This is the truth about Victoria's Secret, bitch, because I just know so much for the industry. And they're never going to hire me, so I don't give a fuck. They have in their contract, in their old contracts, I wonder if I have a copy of it, because I think I sent myself a copy of it. I think I still have a copy of it, but from my friend's contract that you're not supposed to have, but I have it. And they got $3,500 to walk the runway back in, what contract am I thinking of? I think 2014, 2013, 2013, 2012 or 2013 is what season I'm thinking of. They get $3,500 to walk, and they got, and there was a clause in the contract, you have to be in the Victoria's Secret program where you do their little fitness regimen thing with all the girls, and they all have to pretty much to look uniform, so they're all doing the same fitness classes and stuff, and diet restrictions, and they could not drink water or have any liquids in their body 12 hours before the show. 12 hours that you go without water, that you go without a drink, that you go without anything, without coffee, tea, think about it. And so that was to suck you in. So when you think you see this girl for this split second on a runway and you're like, oh, why don't I look like that? She don't look like that. She doesn't look like that. She looks like that for 20 minutes. And then they all go out for burgers after. Each and every one of those girls goes out for milkshakes, burgers, whatever the fuck they want to eat because they are done. Like, obviously after the after party, but after the show, like, they're fucking done. Like, they don't know. They're like, girl, I am skinny. And I do the same thing. Like, people, like, being a model in the beginning, I used to beat myself up about my body. And then I learned that our bodies were seasonal. Like, if it's fashion week, I'm 126 pounds. When it's not fashion week, bitch, I'm back to 144. Girl, I'm back to fitness and lifestyle because I need to make money. And so your weight fluctuates all year. Is it healthy? No. Did I sign up for this? Yes. So am I going to bitch about it? Am I bitching about it now? I get to eat now. I eat some stuff. I'm a vegan, so I don't eat nothing. Talk break. Anyways, I think that's enough smear on Victoria's Secret, right? Like, I don't know. If I have more secrets, they'll come up. Anyway, so that's when I got the modeling bug of thinking that's what I wanted to do. And I remember my mom when I was 15, there was a thing called Model Search America, which was a giant scam that they held in like shopping malls all over America. And they come up to you and they're like, you should be a model. Come to Model Search America. So I joined Model Search America, and I actually, it's funny, I got signed. And I got signed to John Casablancas in DC. And so my mom had to drive me up to DC. It was actually in Fairfax. And they had us take pictures. You had to pay like $1,400 for pictures or some shit, some super high ass fucking amount that I would never pay. I have not paid for pictures in almost 15 years. Like, probably that was one of the last times I paid for pictures, was the first time, because that's a scam. That's a scam. If you want pictures taken, you need to go to a film school and just see what photographers are there, like, and see if they want to do lifestyle. Do they want to do modeling shots? Do they want to do nudes, if you want to do those? But I mean, like, there are photographers that want to shoot you for free because they need it for their book too. And it's two artists working together. Nobody's using anyone. And so that's another contact you made, because now you have an artist friend. You have a photographer friend who has a stylist friend, who has a hairstylist friend, who has a makeup artist friend. And then you become a network together. So I know everybody and they know me. And if you don't know me, it means we probably haven't worked together. But, we've probably heard of each other, because I've been in this industry since I was 17. And so really since I was about 15, but so I got signed and I started doing, I say 17 because that's when I started actually booking. And that's when I was doing local mall fashion shows for like American Eagle, JCPenney, shit like that. And you gotta, honey, there's no elevator to success. You gotta take the stairs if you wanna stay. Like, so I'm here for longevity, because that's another thing people ask. They're like, when are you going to stop modeling and do something else? I'm like, this is my job. This is what I do. I'm gonna be on L'Oreal hair color boxes with a different wig on, bitch, on each one. No, but up into my however old I get, like, I'm gonna be a model. Modeling is a job you can do forever, guys. No matter what shape or size I get, no matter what color my hair is, I have the same dimensions typically. I'm tall and lanky, and I think I make clothes look good, and I can sell the clothes. Like, that's the job, is to sell the clothes. It doesn't matter how skinny you are. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. It matters what you exude from the inside. Because when you walk down a runway, you need to wear that dress. Don't let the dress wear you. That's rule number one. And it's all about attitude. That's about your attitude. It's about your confidence, because your confidence does not lie, and it's going to come out in photos, and it's going to come out on the runway. And so I just try to look as confident as possible. Like my last runway, I think it was my last runway. Nope, my last runway was opening ceremony. But the one before that was my Marco Marco. It was the all trans show in New York. And I'm usually so like cunt, fierce, pussy, like for Marco Marco, but this was an all trans show. And I just couldn't stop smiling. And so that's what I gave you on the runway. I was having a great time. I was like, oh my God, it's an all trans show. It's super diverse in color, size, height, age. And it was just a beautiful thing to see my trans brothers and sisters finally be celebrated, and be celebrated by someone that I love so much. I love Marco Marco so fucking much. That is my family. I will always love Marco, and I will always be loyal to Marco. And so I remember that was the attitude I was exuding in that show, though. If you go watch my previous year Marco Marco show, where I am pussy, cunt, fish, fierce, supermodel, my last show with Marco Marco, which is the last one he did, I'm sure he'll do another one as soon as we get out of lockdown. But what I was giving was that I was happy. And so my clothes look happy. Like, they went from being sexy to happy clothes, because I wanted to give everybody a hug for me finally making it to this point, because I was walking in the city of New York that didn't always do me any favors, like more often than not, screwing me over. I lived there for 3 years, which will be in the modeling story. We're not too far, so I can keep jumping back to that. But yeah, it was a big come to Jesus moment for me, where I was like, oh my God, thank you so much for everything. I was just so grateful to be included in that show, and just had the opportunity to walk among such amazing people. that are my peers, that are my family, like just my brothers and sisters in the trans and gay and community. Like I just, oh God, I could gush about that all day. But back to my modeling origin story. So yeah, so I walked all these little shows, did little catalogs, like local little penny savers. A lot of you guys don't know what those are, but they're just like little local catalogs that don't pay shit, but they're great practice. I got lots of great practice being a model. And yeah, I was a male model, but I was more of the androgynous kind because I already had hair down to here. It was highlighted. My teeth were bleached to Jesus, and I already wore mascara. So I was doing the whole androgynous look. I was never like wearing suits or put in like men's shows. It was always like unisex stuff, which I should have seen as a sign then that I was probably gonna go all the way. Did I know I was trans? Yes. Did I think I was gonna go through with it? No, I really didn't. I was like, oh, I'll just be like a famous androgynous male model and, you know, be pretty in that arena. I didn't even think of going all the way because this is the early 2000s. It was not a friendly frontier for trans people at the time. So even the word trans, it was like a bad word. Like you just don't say it. Like gay was much more accepted because especially in my house, like we used to watch, my parents are both Democrats. They're liberal ass Black people. And which is why I'm accepted at my house. They love me, I love them back, and I learn from them every day. But what I learned from that, goddamn, I kind of lost my train of thought there. But with that, I was accepted in my home, but I knew outside my home was where I was made fun of, where I was ostracized. I was a popular kid in high school, but like it didn't come without people being nasty to me for being super femme. Like I was super femme just openly. Like I wore flare leg jeans from American Eagle from the girls section. I wore like baby tees from Armani Exchange that were hot pink, super tight, with my little Louis Vuitton book bag. I was colorful, honey, but super femme. But like I should have had a sign on me that said bottom, but I wouldn't have sex for another 5 years. But that's different. But a different story. No, but yeah, but I was liked, I was popular, everybody like thought I was funny and well dressed, but you know, it didn't come without its hardships of being made fun of by more masked people, more mask presenting people. And so I didn't really talk about modeling in school because you know, when you're not well liked, you don't brag. It's not like, you just don't want to bring it up. It's like, is that you in the JCPenney catalog? I'm like, no, I don't think so. No, so you brush it off and you pretend like it's not happening. Like, no, it's not real, no. And I remember when I was graduating, I was a little more, because everyone kept asking, what are you gonna do after school? What are you doing? I didn't apply to any schools. I remember telling my mom, I said, I'm gonna move to New York and I'm gonna become a supermodel. And she was like, bitch, I don't know how you're gonna pay for that. Because if you move to New York and you don't go to college, you are cut off. You've gotta get a job. Naturally, wig snatched. I was like, no money. Job? Okay. All right, I see what you're doing here. I guess we're gonna have to have a plan B on my side. We're gonna have to work on this. So we came to a compromise. I got a beautiful high-rise apartment in Miami, and I went to the Art Institute there, where I got my fashion merchandising and marketing degree. And in between all of that, I was signed to maybe 6 different agencies in Miami. I would change almost every 7 months for 5 years. I lived there for 5 years, lived in Miami for 5 years, and I did every swimsuit week, the tuck of a lifetime, kids. If I know what you're thinking. You're like, she's not, I know. We don't have to talk about it. Tuck of a lifetime, honey. I was duct tape for Jesus. And which means there wasn't nothing letting go. Okay. Yes. So yeah, that's the trash that you can expect from my channel. So I moved to Miami and I signed with an agency down there, and I was doing just Miami runway shows. They weren't putting me in catalogs or anything. I'd have like, you know, my picture taken for like Ocean Drive magazine when I was on a runway show. Like you'd see me like in the back, and then I transitioned at. It was a slow and steady transition. I didn't transition all at once like Caitlyn Jenner. Like it wasn't like televised, and over a 3-month period. This was a gradual transition where I just started to ease everything in. So I legally changed my name at, I think, 18. And then just like, if it wasn't just before 19 years old. And then I started to incorporate like legit women's clothes, not just like baby tees and flare leg jeans and short shorts. It was like heels and dresses. Like, okay, we are wearing gowns, dresses, maxi dresses, heels, mini skirts. We're incorporating all of that at this point. Ballet flats, which was super fun because I was like, whoa, ballet flats. It's a shoe, but it's kind of not. It's like a high heel with no heel. What is this? I love it. And so my first pair of ballet flats, I think, were from Target. And I loved them. They were black and they were so cute. But I looked like a real ballerina because I was so skinny. I think I was like 121 pounds when I lived in Miami because I was dangerously anorexic, which is a different story. That was from my own insecurities, and I had a lot of control issues because I didn't have the opportunities I wanted. I didn't want to be in school. I did well in school, but I didn't want to be there. I just felt like, I remember I had a nervous breakdown my first month in Miami, and I called my mom crying. And I remember because Madonna's Confessions on a Dance Floor album was playing in the background, that I was just like playing on a loop. And I felt like I'd made a huge mistake moving to Miami. I thought, oh my God, I should have moved to New York and I should have got a job and I should have told everyone to kiss my ass and that I'm gonna be a model. I wanna be a model. It's all I ever wanted to do. Like it's all I want, So I remember having a nervous breakdown and I called my mom just bawling and I said, I want to come home. I don't want to do this. I want to move to New York. And I'm sorry if you wasted a lot of money getting me here and supporting me, but I can't do this and I don't want to do this. And she was like, well, honey, you're there. She was like, I'm not coming to get you. You're in school and you've got to figure this out. And I was like crushed. I was crushed. But it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. I ended up studying abroad in France for 4 months. And that's where I really found myself. It was right after, like, I studied abroad very, very quickly after that happened. And my mom made me do that too, because she heard about it. She goes, hey, so your school emailed me and they said there's a study abroad program. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to be partying all summer and modeling. And she was like, no, you're doing the study abroad program. I'm already paying for it. And I was like, no! I know it sounds like a super privileged story, but like, you think you know everything and you think your trajectory should be one way, but I'm so glad it went a different way because I ended up gaining so much knowledge from just going to like 37 different cities in Germany. I lived in Strasbourg, France for 4 months and I met the most wonderful people, made lifelong friends. I've seen Amsterdam, Barcelona, Paris, London, places I can't remember. Oh, Basel, Switzerland, I went to a few times. It was the most beautiful place. And just met the most beautiful, wonderful people. And they were all so kind. And the world is a gorgeous place. And so to be xenophobic, I just will not ever sympathize with. I'm like, I think you people are disgusting. Everyone should be welcome here. We are all citizens of the planet. And I shouldn't be limited on where I can go. And neither should you. Like, the planet belongs to all of us. We've got to stop listening to a government telling us that this isn't our stuff. This is our stuff. We were born here. I didn't ask to come here, but I'm definitely going to use it up while I'm here. Travel everywhere you can. As soon as this is lifted, obviously you can't do that right now, but travel, experience, talk to people, get to know people, make a pen pal. Like, while you're in lockdown, make a pen pal. People are wonderful. French people are wonderful. German people are wonderful. African people are wonderful. I met people from all over just living over there and just experiencing different cultures. And living in Miami, you should need a passport to do anyway. I have so many Puerto Rican, Cuban, Brazilian, Peruvian, Costa Rican, every type of friend, Haitian, every type of friend you can imagine that is of the Latin Americas. I know personally, I've been to their house. And they're all completely different, but we're all the same, that we're people and we all want love, we all have goals, and we all just, we want life to be a beautiful place, I think, like for the most part. There are genuinely evil people, they're currently in office, But that's a different story. Let's get back to this modeling origin story. But I just, please, if you learn nothing from this video, travel, talk to people, get to know people that are different from you. It will benefit you immensely for love of God or whatever you believe in. Just please get to know different people. Jesus. Oh, God. Sorry, it just stresses me out that people are like, oh, they're different. I'm like, that's the point, bitch. Anyway, it's the beauty of life. So I was modeling all 5 years in Miami. I did all the fucking fashion weeks. And I remember my last fashion week in Miami, I had graduated from school at the Art Institute of Miami with my fashion merchandising and marketing degree, and I was a visual merchandiser at French Connection, which was the fuck symbol, French Connection, United Kingdom. Like, they had fuck on their shirts, it was fun. And I was a visual merchandiser there, and I worked a double shift almost every day, just trying to make rent, because retail doesn't pay shit unless you're the manager, and I had no benefits. And I worked at this really great consignment store that's still there, and I think it moved to Wynwood or whatever the fuck it's called, by the Target in Miami. Anyways, y'all know the design district, but it's called Fly Boutique, so if it's still there, please go. They have the most wonderful owners, Robert Deerdorf and Jean Marie, and Jean Marie's husband. They were wonderful, wonderful people. And I had the best fucking coworkers who are still dear good friends of mine today. We're all such good girlfriends today. And it was a consignment store, so I know everything about vintage and consignment, and I just got a vast knowledge of all these things because of all these experiences I've had, and I know not to pay full price for clothes ever because of those experiences. And so you'll never see me buying full price clothes, not ever, not ever. I don't care if you run out of my size, that means I wasn't meant to have it, so I'm not paying full price for clothes, not ever, not ever, ever, ever. Thanks to fashion school, and thanks to consignment, thanks to working at French Connection, I will never pay full price. You shouldn't either. That's my lesson from that. Anyway, unless it's my merch, please pay full price for my fucking merch at dragqueenmerch.com because it does not go on sale. Help me. No, I'm kidding. Okay, I'll stop being crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting too long. Okay. And so, I remember my last year in Miami, I was at a swim week or a cruise collection week. It was something. And I get backstage and I knew every single one of the models. And it was something like 31 models. And like, oh, hey, Arisce. I was like, hey. I think I peaked here. I have peaked. I know everyone. I know everyone here. I've done it. I have absolutely plateaued, is what I mean. And so that was great for some people because, you know, a lot of these women, like, they had families, like, one had a son, like, you know, like, they've got lives here. They have lives in Miami that they wanted to keep. I had always wanted to go and try New York. I never got to give New York a try. And so my lease was up and I moved back home for about 2 weeks. I think I was there for 2 weeks. And my brother's girlfriend at the time, her name was Karen. She was wonderful. Still a good friend of mine. I consider her as friends. I think she's lovely. But we're really just friends on Facebook like everybody else. But fuck it, I love her. Anyways, wish her well. No, but she was like, hey, I'm moving to New York in 2 weeks. I got a job. Do you want to come be my roommate? And I was like, bitch, if this is not a fucking door opening, because I was going to spend like a couple months at my parents' house, stack some coins maybe, save some money, sell some stuff, you know, I don't know. You're like, and I mean like my furniture from Miami. I was just going to have like a garage sale at my parents' house because I can't have a garage sale in fucking Miami. I live in a fucking apartment. And so I did have a little sale there for all my friends that were there. I had a bunch of friends in ballet. I had friends that were models that were coming to just pick through my clothes and buy all my shit. And I sold my bed set to my friend January, a lot of stuff. Anyway. Back to the story. And so I moved to New York, like after 2 weeks, and I think it was like day 3 in New York, or maybe it was just let's put the first week in New York, because I might be wrong, like don't quote me on this. And I sent my pictures everywhere. I sent them to Ford Models, Elite, Women, Wilhelmina, everybody, Click, everybody I sent my pictures to. And because I had the experience, I've been modeling for 5 years, like modeling like as like a real city model, not just my JCPenney and American Eagle. It was like I've got 5 years of Miami Fashion Weeks under my belt and a couple, you know, local store campaigns. I don't know what you call those. So it was just, but I got all no's. It was all no's. And then I went to a couple go-sees. One was for Q Model Management. Another one was for MCM. No, not MCM, MC Squared. And I went to a couple go-sees. I went to a Reds go-see. I went to Soul Artist Management's Go See, all no's. I got all no's. And I look just like this, by the way. I've looked the same for my whole career. And so when I get told no, I'm like, fuck you, then. Anyway, I'm like, I don't care. Someone will believe in me and I will be great. And I'll just be great without you. But I've made Cecilio a ton of money at Slay Model Management. I make whoever works for me a ton of fucking money because I want to work. I want to be here. I love what I fucking do. And so, back to that, I got all no's. And so I had to think outside the box. I was like, you know what? I'm not a traditional girl. I have to go out about this in an untraditional manner. And so I was like, ding. Yeah, I'm 24 years old. But yeah, I'm not in school anymore, but is anyone taking interns? Ding. So another ding. I was like a light bulb went off. I was like, is anyone taking interns? I can use my degree to my advantage. I have a fucking fashion degree. So I call everybody back and send them, different emails or whatever with my resume in it saying, hey, I'm looking to intern or do an entry-level position at your company. Excuse me, burp. I don't think you heard it, but I'm drinking champagne, so I hear it and I feel it. Excuse me, gross, gross, gross. Other people edit this out. I want you guys to know I'm human. Gross. So I hear back from one, and it was almost immediately after I sent my resume, and it was from Ford Models and a girl named Rachel Walgrove, who I thanked in the last video, who has helped me throughout this whole thing, throughout this lockdown situation. So thank you again, Rachel. She messages me back in an email and says, hey, she goes, hey, when can you start? And then she calls me and she's like, hey, so I love your name, Arisce. It's such a pretty name. And I said, thank you so much. She goes, so you can start tomorrow at 8 o'clock. And I said, what do you mean? Like, I don't have to do an interview? I don't have to. And she goes, no, just come on in. And I said, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in Ford Models. I'm going to be in front of the best agents in New York every fucking day. They're gonna see me. This is gonna work. And I remember, I had to tell this story, it's so good. And so I remember, I think I had been interning there for 2 weeks, and I can hear the agents, the big long table of the agents is right next to me and the interns. It was 2 other interns, and we're just filing the models, photos. I came dressed as an intern, like with my little suit jacket blazer and my skinny jeans and my work dresses and my flats, my ballet flats. I didn't want to be too much. And then when it was go-see time, that's when I started to, how I first started. And so then I started dressing like one of the models, because I saw the models are dressed coming in. I'm like, all right, black tank top, skinny jeans. So that's what I was gonna wear under my blazers. So under my blazer, I would take it off, black tank top, skinny jeans, walk around, sashay. I'm like, oh, by the way, I'm just as thin and tall as these bitches, if you had no idea. And so I just walked around like that for a while, and I remember it was just 2 weeks of me interning, and Peter Cedeno, one of the biggest agents in New York for models, he was at Women Model Management before Ford, and then he was at Ford, and I think he went back to Women. I can't fucking remember because I can't do everyone's trajectory, okay? But I love him for this. He says, what's your name? And I said, Arisce. He goes, can you come over here for me, please? And I said, yeah, sure. And he puts me on the model wall where they take their Polaroids. Doesn't tell me what he's doing. And he goes, all right, turn left, turn right, forward. He goes, okay. And he goes, okay, you can go back to what you're doing. I said, okay, thank you. And I can hear them all day talking about this DeMarchelier project that he's doing. And he doesn't, he's said no to her, said no to her, said no to her. I'm like, God, he said no to everybody. And they don't say anything. And then they get a call. Literally, I'm seconds from going home. I'd already packed up my little bag because it is like 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And it was for Paul Rowland, one of the biggest modeling agents in the world. He hooked up Naomi Campbell's career, Kate Moss's career, and now mine. So you can know where the story's going. I know, just spoiler alert. So they said, Paul, he wants to talk to you. And so Paul comes out of his office. You never see Paul unless he's going in or out of his office at that time. His office is this beautiful terrarium greenhouse moment up on the roof, 57th and 5th in the penthouse, gorgeous. And I'm not giving away any secret information. You can Google Ford Models, it's where it is, bitch, it's still there. And so Paul comes gallivanting out of his office because he sachets, bitch. Sometimes he'd be smudging sage and smoking a cigarette. He was fabulous. Paul Rowland was fabulous. And so, probably still is. I don't really have conversations with him anymore. But, so he goes, gets on the phone, and then he hangs up, and he says, all right, yep, she'll be there. Yep, she'll be there. Yep, 8 o'clock. She'll be there 8 o'clock. Bright and early. All right, thank you. All right, bye. He said, they want Arisce. And I kid you not, the whole table goes, looking at me. Bitch, I started laughing like a crazy person. I went, because it worked. It worked. Yes, because nobody wanted to sign me and I'm the one picked. That's the way it's always gonna fucking be. If you don't bet on my ass, you're gonna fucking lose. And that's been the story ever since, because I'm gonna make you a lot of money if you wanna bet on me. Because I'm gonna do the job, I'm gonna do it right. And so I cried. I left and I was crying. So, not right away, you gotta show him you got it. So Paul walks up to me and he's like, you come here. And then he has me in his office, shuts the door. He goes, Patrick Demarchelier asked me for you directly after Peter sent your Polaroid. He said, you're going to show up at 8 o'clock. Your nails are gonna be clean. Your toenails are gonna be clean. Your hair's gonna be clean. Your face is gonna be clean. And you're gonna be perfect. He said, do not fuck this up. This is your chance. You got it? I said, absolutely. And I was sitting on my hands. I was shaking so much. So as much as I was like, I was like, oh my God, this is really happening. It was the first time he'd ever really talked to me. And that's a wrap. That is the beginning of my modeling career. And you can do it too. If they aren't signing you and they're telling you no, bitch, that just means you can't do it with them, or that means they need another look. So put yourself in their face so many times they can't ignore you. Look the part, walk the part, talk the part, be the bitch. And you too can have a 15-year span modeling career like me. And I'll go into the next parts of that story later, but this is a long-ass video. I hope you guys stuck around. Thank you so much for sticking around. My Venmo, PayPal, and Cashapp will be below. And let me know if I missed anything, if you know the story. I feel like there's so much I want to tell you guys, but I gotta go because this is too long. And it's gonna take me 3 hours to fucking upload from my goddamn phone. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Mwah.